Welcome, Wargamers. Josh here to bring you this week's X-Wing combat maneuvers. I managed to get a hold of the new Imperial Veterans expansion, so I went ahead, invited David White in. We're going to take a look. We're going to do a quick little review of the new kit and what comes in it, and then jump into a couple Batreps. So right after this, we're going to do the review. If you want to skip the review, I'm going to have Rob put a link into what time it's going to be if you want to go ahead and skip that review and get straight to the Batreps. But let's check out these new ships.
Opening up the package, so of course the thing that I think David White and I are both most excited about is the TIE Defenders. So we have the new TIE Defender in the red paint scheme.
It's Glaive Squadron's paint scheme, so for Countess Riot and any of the other Glaive Squadron pilots, you got the right color now.
Okay, so what's the quick background on Glaive Squadron? How much do you know?
Basically, as far as I'm aware, it was made up for there to be a named TIE Defender Squadron, because like similar to Squadron for TIE Bomber and Saber and Alpha and Avenger and all the other squadrons for everything else, there was loads of them. TIE Defenders didn't really have one, so Glaive.
So is this a Fantasy Flight one that they've done then?
No, it's in the. I think it's in the comics, but I think it appears in some of the legacy books.
Okay, so that's going to lead us into, and super sweet paint job. They've already said it, but I really like the way that this ship looks, especially when it's all picked out in red. Is we are going to jump into the non-unique pilot for the ties, and that is the Glaive Squadron pilot.
It's only a little bit good.
What do you mean it's only a little bit good? It's fantastic. The sarcasm is apparent, sir. So we have a non-unique pilot, but still pilot skill 6.
Yeah.
Which seems to be that magic number.
Pilot skill 6 is crazy high for a non-unique, not named pilot.
Right.
It's higher than a lot of named pilots.
Mm-hmm. Well, and with cards like, Veteran Instinct's been around forever, but even adaptability, because there is the elite pilot talent slot.
Yeah.
So I don't see how you can go wrong with something like this. It's a 34-point cost, which seems pretty fair for what you're getting, especially now that we have some of the unique TIE upgrades.
Yeah. And you can bring that cost down with one of the other upgrades as well.
Right, so definitely super excited because, this makes TIE Defenders more playable overall, because I never seen really anybody using the non-unique TIE Defenders previously.
No, they're really low pilot skill. I think the highest it goes is 4.
Yeah, it's just kind of somewhat lackluster comparatively speaking. So let's jump into the first of the named pilots.
Do the other way around. That one's the exciting one.
Okay, so we'll start with Merrick Steele. Pilot skill 7, 35 points, so only 1 point, only 1 point more than the Glaive Squadron pilot. Same upgrade, so we've got the elite pilot talent, the cannon, and the missiles.
And it's got the, I think that's the same one as it for him as a pilot on a TIE Advanced, because I know that it's something similar, but I can't remember the wording for certain. But yeah, basically you draw, when you deal a face-up damage card, you draw 3 and you pick the one that's the nastiest, so you pick the double damage one.
Right. So this should be nice and aggressive. I'm more interested, for that 1 point bump to get up to pilot skill 7.
Yeah, that's...
And the ability. Would I pay 1 point for a bump in pilot skill? Yes.
Yeah,
So other than wanting multiples, I don't know, could you see yourself taking a Glaive Squadron pilot over Merrick Steele?
Yeah, saving points is enough for me, because I love TIE Defenders with the twin ion engines.
Okay.
So that point, there you go, I've used the point now so that I can have all of my green maneuvers.
Right. Okay, so that makes sense. So just strictly for sake of, saving that 1 point to get that one extra upgrade in?
Yeah.
Alright, makes sense. Now for the pilot that we're both the most excited for.
The most fun pilot ever.
We have Countess Riot,
who's the captain or the squadron commander for Glaive Squadron.
So pilot skill 5, which it feels weird to me. She's 1 pilot skill less than the squadron she commands.
I think her title tells you why her pilot skill is as the rest of her squadron. She may or may not have bought her position.
Okay, yeah, I definitely, I agree with you there. That makes a whole lot of sense. So pilot skill 5, Again, elite pilot talent and all that. She's the same point cost as your Glaive Squadron pilots at 34 points. And her ability, which is the interesting bit, when you reveal a straight maneuver, you can treat it as a K-turn.
Which is 2, 3, 4, and I believe 5 are all green forward maneuvers.
Right, so there's a ton of maneuverability with that ship. So yeah, you have every K-turn currently. You can't do a 1 K-turn, but I can't think of anybody that can.
Yeah, I don't know anyone.
And they're all green.
Yeah, so you put the twin iron engines on her. So all forwards are green, all K-turns are green, and all banks are green. Which is pretty good.
Which is just, it's gross.
Yeah, so push the limit on her is really, really fun because
it makes a ton of sense.
She's going to be doing a green maneuver unless you have to do a hard turn.
Right, unless you do a proper turn. 1, 2 are red maneuvers, and then 3 is just your standard white maneuver.
Yeah.
So a ton of maneuverability on that ship. The only thing, though, I mean, ton of maneuverability, but on a pilot skill 5.
Yeah.
So you're in the school of thought that you want to run push the limit on her.
Yeah, I think push the limit. Or I mean, I can see the increasing a pilot skill would be pretty good. But there's so many things that would be good on her because she's already so maneuverable anyway.
So yeah, because I'm strongly thinking, I mean, push the limit would be amazing, but I want that higher pilot skill because having the barrel roll helps with the reposition.
That's
so
true.
I'd almost be wanting to run her with veteran instincts.
Mm-hmm.
Or adaptability. I mean, if I don't have the points, the adaptability is a really, really cool upgrade. Other than that, yeah, it's just this. It seems like a gimmicky ability.
It's very, very fun and it's very unique, and because the pilot skill is lower, it sort of stops it being abused, I think. Because if it was pilot skill 8 and you were doing that, that would just be
just gross.
It would be the best ship around, I'm pretty sure. But because it's that nice, I mean, it's not that bad a pilot skill. Like, it's better than most non-uniques. It's only going to get outshot by really good named people, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's still really, really good. It's definitely worth 34 points.
Yeah, I will be using this ship probably quite a bit. Because I've always liked TIE Defenders. They were super cool. So, there are your pilots for your TIE Defenders. Let's jump into the 2 different titles. This seems to be Fantasy Flight's way of, ships that are weak in the meta to kind of bring them back into being more useful. So first up is the TIE X7.
We'll call this the Josh upgrade.
The Josh upgrade. So you lose the cannon and the missile upgrade icons. But again, I think the only secondary weapon I use normally anyways, like on a regular basis, is a heavy laser cannon.
Yeah, lots of people don't use secondary weapons. I think that I like using them.
Yep.
Because lots of people don't use them. So I would be a bit sad about it, but the payoff is definitely something that I would consider using this card a lot.
Yeah, because you lose those, and it's -2 to your point cost.
Which is quite a lot for it.
That alone, I probably would be taking the upgrade anyways. I mean, cheaper TIE Defenders are where it's at. But you also get an advantage. After executing a 3, 4, or 5 speed maneuver, you can assign one evade token to your ship.
Yeah, that's really, really good.
I'm so happy at that. So these quick, zippy little ships, especially somebody like Countess Ryad.
Yeah.
So you can have Countess Ryad stressed out. She can do a green K turn at speed 3, 4, 5, get a free evade, and then take her regular action, push the limit, you would get an extra one.
Yeah.
The upgrade's amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it.
It's definitely good. But I have a favorite upgrade that isn't that one.
A favorite upgrade?
Yeah, a more favorite.
Okay. So the other title is the TIE D title. Do you want to talk about it?
I can talk about it. Okay, so this it's a 0 point title. It's absolutely amazing. Once per round, after you perform an attack with a cannon that costs 3 or less, you can then make a normal primary weapon attack. So that right there is my favorite upgrade ever because it means that my TIE Defenders can have ion cannons and then they can shoot at you, which is just amazing.
Really, really gross. I mean, because there's other options here.
Flashette cannons are less than 3.
Flashette cannons, and then the tractor beams as well.
Yes, because the tractor beam comes in this as well.
And that's another cheap one. So the capability to have some of these cannons that I think are somewhat underutilized.
Ion stuff, ever since I started playing X-Wing, Ion tokens, because obviously Empire Strikes Back, the Ion Cannon is super cool, and Ion Cannons are super cool, disabling everything.
Yep.
But they've been very lackluster in X-Wing, in my experience, but this makes my TIE Defender want to take them all the time. And just Ion Cannon you, and then as you can't get away, just keep shooting you.
Right, which would be... Yeah, if you run into something like non-maneuverable, and you get one of the TIE Defenders behind you, and that's going to continually eye on you,
You're gonna die.
You end up behind like a B-wing or something like that, and it's going to be really, really bad.
Anything without 360-degree arc, because the TIE Defender can get behind you, no problem.
Yep.
The K-turn, it's gonna happen. You can try your best, but it's gonna happen at some point, and then they just keep on ion cannon you. You can't turn around, ever. You will die eventually, or fall off the board, or hit an asteroid, or any of the above in any combination.
Mm-hmm.
It's that's why I like this one more. I see the other one is probably actually better because secondary weapons, they cost a lot and they don't necessarily do as much as they cost. But that ability, the TIE, it just makes it so much fun that I'm going to use it all the time.
Well, I think most time for the point cost, some of the cannons aren't worth it. But when you're getting to shoot that in addition to your 3
then
primary,
it's worth it.
then of course it's worth it. It's huge. So yeah, definitely, I'm excited to see kind of some of the different builds people come up with for TIE Defenders. At the time of filming this, the set is pretty well fresh, like it's newly out, available to the public. By the time the video goes up, might be a couple days later, might be maybe a week later or so. But let me know in the comments below some of your favorite builds and some of your experiences. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. So let's jump into the other ship that you get.
So we'll go with the non-unique first.
We get the new TIE
we'll do
Bomber.
TIE Bomber before card. And it's Scimitar Squadron, everybody, which is just great because I love Scimitar Squadron.
So we have a different paint job.
Yeah, it's got the white, it's kind of like
the racing stripe.
The red stripe on the TIE Interceptor one, that's
Yes.
Saber Squadron, so this is Scimitar Squadron's white stripe, which is just really, really cool. Because I have always loved TIE Bombers from when they appeared in Star Wars films, and I always thought they were the best, and now you can get the Scimitar Squadron ones. I know they're not like that in the film, but they are in the fluff. They have the white stripe.
Okay.
So
wait, is it Scimitar Squadron or Gamma Squadron?
this is Scimitar Squadron. Oh, no, wait, this is Gamma Squadron. Yes. No, I actually think this might be Scimitar Squadron. I can't remember, because Gamma Squadron is what appears in Empire Strikes Back.
Yep.
When they're bombing the asteroids. And Scimitar Squadron is in the Return of the Jedi. Where it's not in the film, but they help evacuate the Death Star and stuff like that. But they're the TIE Bombers, the elite TIE Bomber Squadron there. So I think the paint stripe's supposed to be Scimitar, but I'm sure the internet will correct me. Because it doesn't have it on the Gamma Squadron pilot picture.
Okay, so let's jump into the first... we got a little history lesson there. Now I'm curious to see what we're being told by the internets. So we have the Gamma Squadron Veteran as the first non-unique pilot available for the new TIE Bomber. What are your thoughts on this one? I don't usually run bombers.
There's no reason to take another bomber. That's the only... other than named bombers, if you want a non-named bomber, you take that one. Because for the... I forget the name of it, but the pilot skill 4 non-unique bomber from before, it was 1 point less, it had 1 less pilot skill, and it did not let you take an elite talent. So for 1 point, you get pilot skill 5, and you're allowed to take an elite talent, and it's still not limited in how many you can take. So for 1 point, there's no reason not to.
It just makes sense if you're going to run something like that.
Yeah.
Now, are there any... Now, how often do you run bombers?
I run them semi-often because I love them so much. They aren't very good, but TIE Bombers aren't very good in story. They're very slow, but they're fast in this compared to like Rebel Bombers. And they tend to just get shot down by X-Wings. But they bomb stuff really well.
Thus the name. Now, the first of the unique pilots, we have,
Tomax Bren.
which is pilot skill 8, 24 points. Again, all the same regular upgrades. You can give him the elite pilot talent and all that. His ability, once per round after you discard a elite pilot talent upgrade card, flip that card face up.
That's really good, because you can sort of use the TIE Bomber in a completely different way, not an ordnance machine. I mean, you can use him as an ordnance machine with that, but at the same time, you can give him stuff like crack shot and then fly around the place and use your crack shot all the time and other things like that, because he can get his elite talent back.
So that would be your go-to as crack shot, you think, on him, or
I think it'd be pretty fun.
could be something interesting to try.
It'd be different.
It would be different, but 24 points. 24 points for TIE Bomber, I don't know.
TIE Bombers aren't horrible. They are actually quite annoying to get rid of, because they have 6 hull points.
There's 6 hull points, but no shields.
You can give them a shield.
You could. You had 2 agility. They're not a terrible ship by any means. It's just, I don't know if it's as much my play style.
No, it definitely, if you don't like Ordnance, then you probably won't. But if you love Ordnance, then you'll love TIE Bombers, because as you can tell, they can carry quite a lot of it.
Yeah, so you've got your, was it the 1 bomb, 2 torpedoes, 2 missiles?
Yeah.
So that's a huge amount. That
You
put
can
on.
replace one of them with munitions failsafe, and you can give it the modification for...
The extra ordnance, right?
Yeah, you can give it extra ordnance take, because extra ordnance and
I think extra ordnance takes up one of the
slots,
torpedo slots,
and then munitions failsafe takes up the modification slot.
So
I think.
definitely can turn into a real little ordnance boat. Now the other pilot that comes with the for the bomber is Deathfire.
Almost as good as Death Rain. That's one of the TIE Punisher pilots.
Yes.
They just got great names.
So 17 points, so considerably cheaper. He is a 3 pilot skill, so quite low. When you reveal your maneuver dial, or after you perform an action, you may perform a
Bomb upgrade card action as a free action, which is really, really good, because you can do it after your action. So if you want to get your bomb into a different, it gives you more options with a bomb, because normally you have to do it before.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. Pilot skill 3 though, is it going to be kind of a tough one getting around? Well, I guess, there's plenty of pilot skill 1s and 2s out there, and dropping a bomb on that annoying little A-wing that's getting in your way and causing you to bump, or...
Yeah, well, I mean, it's actually kind of really good, because you're using it for ordnance, so its ability to shoot doesn't necessarily matter. So it will go quite early, but people have to put their dials down before, so they can try and avoid the bomb. But being low pilot skill when you're just dropping bombs and mines around the place doesn't matter as
Make
much.
a big difference, yep.
It's not as huge, because it's only got a primary weapon of 2, which it's not bad, but it's mostly for bombs, so you don't care as much.
Alright, jumping into some of the upgrade cards we've got. The title for the TIE Bomber is the new TIE Shuttle. So it's a 0-point upgrade. You lose your torpedoes, missiles, and bombs, but you gain 2 crew upgrade icons. You cannot equip a crew upgrade that costs more than 4 squad points.
I'm very bitter about this.
No Emperor flying around.
I want to put the Emperor on a TIE shuttle so much.
Just because you can?
Just because it's the Emperor, it's a TIE. Why would he ever be on one?
So just for pure hilarity value?
Yeah.
Now, TIE Shuttle, any crew upgrades you can think of that you'd be looking for there?
Yep, it comes with one. It comes with this the
Systems officer.
Systems officer. So TIE shuttle, I will put on Captain Jonas with the systems officer, because Captain Jonas is the TIE bomber that you aren't really using for ordnance, because he lets you re-roll secondary weapon die.
Yes.
So make him a TIE shuttle, give him some crew to keep him defensive, but the systems officer lets you, when you perform a green action, you can give somebody within, I think it's range 1, a target lock, which with another upgrade is really good, which we'll talk about in a sec. It's one of the modifications for the TIE bombers.
Well, let's jump into the crew you were talking about a minute ago there. We're going to look at the systems officer. So it's an Imperial only. It is limited, so you can only bring the one.
Yeah.
And after you execute a green maneuver, choose another friendly ship at range 1. That ship may acquire a target lock.
It's just really, really useful, especially on a TIE bomber that doesn't really want to be firing ordnance, because that's what Captain Jonas doesn't really care that much, because it's other people he lets reroll.
So those green maneuvers, you've got 1, 2, 3 straight ahead, and then 2 banks are green for you as well in a regular bomber.
Yeah, like it's pretty good, and if you didn't give it the modification, you could give it the ion engines, so that it adds another 4 green maneuvers to it.
Right, because you've got your 1 bank either way, as well as your 3 banks that become green.
Yeah, so
definitely a cool little upgrade. Any other ships you can think of that you'd want to run the systems officer on?
I could some of the larger ships.
See, I'm thinking I'd be curious about running him on like something like a decimator.
Yeah, I mean a decimator though, people don't tend to be very close. You're not flying your whole squadron around it because it doesn't care. It just flies around in a circle and
does its own thing.
So that's the thing, because you have to be within 1. You need to be quite close to your squadron, and a decimator might have problems doing that. Or if the decimator doesn't have problems with it, you might not want all your ships to be so close to it because it's really easy to hit.
True.
So I could see it being useful on a decimator, but it being the best place for it, I'm not sure.
So again, yeah, give me your thoughts and comments below, guys. Let me know what you think on the systems officer. Next upgrade that we have here is the long-range scanners, which is a modification. You can acquire target locks on ships at range 3 and beyond. You cannot acquire target locks on ships at range 1 to 2. You can equip this card only if you have the torpedoes and missiles in your upgrade bar.
I think this is a really useful upgrade for TIE bombers, because I know that there was, if you had an ordnance, it used to be that you would want to take the shuttle with the title card that lets you pass target locks.
Yes.
So you could get those target locks for all your missiles, but this is, hey, I can take my TIE bomber and I don't need that shuttle anymore. I can do a 0-point upgrade and I can get those target locks on early, and then just be fine when you're in range. I blow you out the sky, sort of thing.
Yeah, because I mean, you grab your target locks turn 1, and then by the time you get in range to shoot, you already got your target locks.
Yeah, so you can do other things.
And I mean, the disadvantage of not being able to target lock at range 1, 2. If you get on something like a bomber, who cares? If you're at range 1, 2, you're in a bad spot anyways.
Yeah, and you can just throw a bomb at them then.
True.
If you're that close to them, just drop a bomb and they will probably hit it. Or hopefully.
Hopefully. Now, the rest of the cards that you get, I think everything we talked about except for the systems officer, you get 2 copies of it in this pack.
Yeah.
Some of the other upgrades that we have seen before is we've got the cluster missiles. Or sorry, cluster mines rather.
Yes, huge difference.
Huge difference. So you only get the one of them. Cluster mines. Again, another one, I don't usually run a lot of bombs, but have you
okay. My advice with bombs, don't use bombs, use mines. Mines stay.
The mines stay in place.
So if you have 3 bombers and you load them up with lots of nice, lovely bombs, you just make a huge amount of space that the enemy can't fly into. So it's probably not the best strategy, but it restricts what the opponent can do, because some bombs, when you hit them, get very nasty. Like the other one that comes in the set is a proximity mine. That's 3 red dice, and you take the damage from it, which is quite a lot of damage.
So yeah, again, you get your 1 copy to proximity mine. Another one I don't use, but I'm starting to think more and more like I might start taking these when I run the decimator.
Because when people try and get behind you and chase you,
yeah.
you just...
Oh yeah, by the way...
You let one go in the rear of your ship and take them out.
That you could do that. I don't know if I would describe it the way you did there.
You just open the door and you let one out.
The other upgrade you get is the tractor beam, which I believe the TIE Defender makes great use of.
Yes, it does, especially because of the TIE D, and it can shoot after it uses it.
So you get the options, throw somebody around, and reduce their agility with this?
I think you reduce their agility by 1 as well.
If you manage to hit the tractor beam.
And it's the same as the ion cannon. It's 3 red dice, and then if you hit, you deal... Yeah, you don't deal any damage with this one. You just give them the tractor beam token.
And force them to do the barrel roll, I believe.
Barrel, yeah.
Yeah, you do get to move them around a little bit. So definitely a cool upgrade. I've been looking at the tractor beams a little bit, but you might start seeing me use them a little bit more often now that, they're on the Defender. Last but not least, you've got the crack shot, which for an elite pilot talent is pretty darn good. So attacking a ship inside your firing arc, you can discard this card to cancel one of the Defender's evade results.
It's pretty good.
Simple 1-point upgrade.
And Tomax Brent's allowed to keep using it.
Which is kind of scary.
Yeah, that's why I think they put it in there, because that is kind of scary. Because you can still use it with your missiles. So you don't have to stop Tomax Brent being... Like, you don't have to turn him into an intercept. You can have him firing his missiles or his torpedoes, and then he can do that, and then you don't get away.
Right.
Because some torpedoes and missiles, when they hit, they're really, really nasty. So,
and being able to get rid of that one.
Yeah, so Tomax Brent, I think that's why he might be so many points, because when you start doing it, combining things like that, that's going to get pretty scary. Because advanced proton torpedoes, I think that's 5 red dice.
Yeah.
And then you don't get one of your evades against that.
That's enough to, wreck somebody's day.
Yeah.
So after taking a look at all of the things that come in this pack, I think we are going to go ahead and there's a giant bug running around. We're going to go ahead and make up a couple lists and see if we can't make use of some of these upgrades. So let's jump right over to taking a look at the lists and get into the game. Taking a look at the Rebel Squadron. In the middle, I'm running Jan Ors. She has been upgraded with the twin laser turret, Kyle Katarn as a crew member, and then the engine upgrade. Next to her, I have 2 Blue Squadron pilots. Nice and simple, fire control system and heavy laser cannon. Seen that one before. I'm really a fan of those ships.
So here's the Imperials. So I got my 2 TIE Defenders and my TIE Interceptor. The Glaive Squadron is Countess Ryad, and both the Glaive Squadron pilot and Countess Ryad have the TIE D title, the ion cannons, the twin ion engine Mark II, and push the limit, so they can do lots of crazy maneuvers and have lots of green maneuvers for fun. And then it's just a Alpha Squadron pilot TIE Interceptor because there was exactly 18 points left.
Squadrons are deployed. I've got my usual, everybody kind of hanging nice and tight close to each other. Take a look at the board and all of our obstacles. And then facing off against me, we have the 2 Defenders and the Interceptor.
Interceptor is going forward. His engines need to warm up. And then he's going to focus.
Next up, the B-Wings. First Blue Squadron pilot flipping over a 3 straight ahead. Yeah. And he's going to focus. No other real options for him. Second B-Wing, same thing, going 3 straight ahead.
Maybe he'll crash into that asteroid.
Or maybe not.
I can always dream.
And same idea. I'm just going to focus with him.
So Countess Ryad is going forward 3, and she's opting not to turn this into a flip.
See, that could be a K-turn.
Yeah, it could, but she's not doing that. And then she's going to... you're out of range, but I can barrel roll, which I think I will.
Just to be fancy?
Yeah. And that's the final position. Glaive Squadron pilot is going forward 3. And it doesn't matter what they do, so nothing.
Super exciting now. The Hawk 290. 3 straight ahead. Who would have thunk it?
What do you want to do? Barrel into the B-wing or the asteroid, maybe?
That's mighty tempting, but instead I'm just going to... We'll say I focused.
Okay.
Very slow advance towards each other. We have the dials down again. So, where's your little TIE Interceptor going?
He's very afraid. And he just wants to not get blown out of the sky. Please leave him alone. He's a defenseless little TIE Interceptor. He's going to evade. That's how scared
Oh, come
he is.
on. I definitely thought you were going to be a little bit more aggressive. B-Wing's going to flip over. Hey, 1 bank.
Wow, that's a green maneuver. I thought all maneuvers on B-Wings were red.
Sometimes it feels like they are. And he is going to go ahead and throw a target lock on you.
Oh.
Not too shabby. Second B-Wing, super exciting. He's going to crank up the speed to do a 1 straight ahead.
Hey, look, another green maneuver. Wow, B-Wings are very surprising today. Like that. What do you want to do?
Action will be a target lock onto Countess Ryad.
So Countess Riot is gonna go 2 that way. Oh boy. And then I am going to get back to you in a second when I work out what I'm doing.
After some deliberation, the TIE Defender did a barrel roll.
Oh, it should be stressed as well.
Yes, push the limit.
And focused. And then the Glaze Squadron Pilot is going 2. Now, the Glaze Squadron Pilot is going to do the same thing because it's got the push the limit. You are going to get the obstacle in the way, but you won't be able to shoot that one at least.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the last one ended up. So let's see if my plan works, hopefully.
Hopefully it works out for you. So yeah, barrel roll to move over, and then push the limit to give yourself a focus.
Yeah.
Last up we have Jan Ors flipping over a 2 bank.
Where are you going?
Just kind of wanted to be mid-position there. Now the question is, what am I going to do? I am going to say I will focus. On to combat. We are going to have Jan Ors is going to put shots into Countess Ryad with the twin laser turret. First volley coming in. 2 hits and a focus. And you know what? I really want to plink that 1 shield damage or make you use your focus up, so I'm going to spend my focus to flip that.
I don't roll any better, so I just take a shield damage.
Volley number 2 coming in. Another 2 hits.
Wow, I'm just as good at rolling as I always am.
You got nothing there.
Yeah, so another shield. So the Glaze Squadron Pilot goes first. He's going to shoot his ion cannons into that B-Wing. Okay, so no matter what you do, you can't evade it, so you're going to get the ion token.
Right, so I'm going to take 1 shield damage and get an ion token.
So because I have the TIE D upgrade, which is the new amazing thing, if I fire a cannon upgrade with 3 or fewer squad points, I then get to attack my primary weapon. So this is the attack with my primary weapon. And I will focus.
2 evades here because you are shooting through a obstacle and we are at range 2 of each other.
We're range 2.
Okay. Come on, evade these. He evades the 1, so he's taking 1 more shield damage.
So Countess Riot just realized you moved handily into my ability to ion you. So we're going to give it a go with the ion cannons. So ion token, come on. And you have 2 evades. I'm going to focus now, just so you get the ion cannon.
Yeah. So 1 shield damage, and I am ioned.
And now the primary weapon attack, because I shot my secondary weapon. So that's
2 hits. We got 2 evades here. Come on, you can do it. Or not.
So 2 damage.
Starting off the shooting back on the rebel side now. We have the Blue Squadron Pilot going to take shots with the heavy laser cannon into your interceptor because it's his only viable target. Heavy laser cannon taking shots into you now. 4 dice, and I have my target lock. I'll spin my target lock to reroll this. Another blank.
My 3 evades. Okay, so I just take 1 damage because I'll use my evade token.
Fire control system kicks in to reacquire that target lock. Onto the shooting over here. This B-Wing's going to declare into Countess Ryad. So Jan Ors is going to have herself get stressed out to give him an extra dice on attack. 5 dice coming in with that target lock. Okay, so this needs to get changed to a hit. And then target lock to reroll these 2 for 1 more hit.
So hopefully I roll decent for a change. No, I'm dead.
Ooh, yeah, you didn't get a single one.
Tie Interceptor's going to shoot at Janos. So, looking for something good. That's something good.
Hit a crit, pretty solid. I've got 2 evade here. And I make one of them, so I'm going to take a crit. And of course, I pull the only card which would kill my ship. Direct hit, so doing the 2 remaining damage. And that's a ship for a ship this round, so Janors is gone. Dials down again. So we're both down a ship. I think it's going to be a bigger deal for me, but we're going to find out. So, on to the TIE Interceptor.
2 bank.
And then in action.
I'm going to focus.
This B-Wing didn't actually get assigned anything because he is Ion, so he gets to move forward the 1.
And the token is gone away.
Now it says I still get to perform an action as normal, so I'm going to barrel roll with him.
That way.
Moving to right there and saying hello.
Hi.
Second B-Wing flipping over. I didn't know where you're going to end up, so he's doing a 1 bank.
I don't think you're going to bump. But we shall see. That's not a bump, is it?
No, he actually got to position there. Hello.
Glaive Squadron is going to do a 1 bank. And I definitely didn't screw this up.
It was tight. Good flying.
And it's a green maneuver because of my twin ion engines. So I am going to... I think I'm going to target lock and focus. And I'm stressed.
So target lock and then push the limit to focus. Okay, you're going to light me up.
So Glaive Squadron pilot goes first. He's going to shoot his ion cannons into that B-wing that's in front of him. So looking for something good. Okay, so you only have 1 evade, so you get the ion cannon.
Yep, so you're going to go through, do the 1 shield damage, and I get my ion token.
Then primary weapon attack. I'm going to focus and get 3 hits.
And so I got my 1 evade to try to get away from 1 of these damage. He does, so I'm going to take my 2 remaining shield, putting me down to 0 shield remaining on him. Now the rebels get to shoot. So let's start by having this B-Wing with the target lock shoot into your Alpha Squadron pilot. 4 dice at range 1. And I will target lock. For not a whole lot of help.
So if I roll well now, I won't die for a change. Oh look, I just take a crit.
Crit was a blinded pilot, so you cannot perform attacks after your next opportunity to attack, even if there was no target. Flip this card face down. Target lock reacquires because of the... was it the advanced targeting computer?
Yeah.
I don't think that's what it is. Sorry, fire control system. But then the second B-Wing is going to take shots, range 1 again. No target lock to help me here, though, so 4 dice gets me
Nothing.
Nothing at all. TIE Interceptor unable to attack due to the blinded pilot, but you get to flip that face down so he can attack next turn.
Yeah. If he lives.
True. Dials are down. All the ships are concentrated in this one little part of the board here. We have the TIE Interceptor, which should have died.
It's still alive.
He's still alive. What is he flipping over? Where's he going?
3 flip.
Ooh, 3K turn.
Okay, so I didn't actually clear. I should have gone 5. I was trying to be clever. Doot. And I get stressed.
David White, being the true friend he is, prevents me from running into that asteroid or getting close to it.
I meant to flip 5. I didn't mean that.
So I attempt to go the 1 straight ahead.
And then you stay.
Yep. And so the ion token's gone. And yeah, we just kind of hang out with each other. Other B-Wing flipping over his 2K turn. Bringing himself back into this fight.
No, he's not. He fell off his base. That means he's destroyed, right? That's how this game works.
I don't know.
No
No action due to being stressed, but I still have that target lock because of that sweet fire control system.
TIE Defender is doing a 1 bank, and it's a green maneuver because of my fabulous engines.
Yes. It's such a cool looking ship.
It is.
I like the red one a lot better, but I blew it up, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, why did you do that? So I will focus, and I'm not going to push the limit because I don't see much point in doing that.
Yeah. On to some combat. You're shooting first.
I'm going to shoot my ion cannons first.
Oh.
So we're looking for... Oh, you can evade this.
Yep, because there's only one hit there.
Oh, I will focus. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use my target lock and reroll these 2.
There you go.
That's the one I want to do. There you go.
2 hits, no way for me to avoid it, so island token and 1 damage.
So I am in range 1, so this is 4 dice. And I will focus.
And...
You're blown up.
Yep. I have the 2 hull remaining, and there's no way for me to avoid that, because I've only got the 1 evade. Ah. Now for the B-Wing to put shots into you. Barely at range 2, so heavy laser cannon into the back of that little interceptor. 4 dice, and I've got my target lock. Oh, look at that. So this turns into a hit.
I get blown up.
Yeah.
There's no point in rolling my evade. Bye-bye. And then this all goes.
Our 2 ships kind of racing against each other almost. B-Wing is going to flip over 1 straight ahead to clear his stress.
If only it was that easy to clear stress.
Looking at the board, I think I'm going to attempt to do a barrel roll.
Okay.
Barrel rolling as far as I can without actually touching that debris field.
Okay, so I'm flipping over a hard turn. And going there.
And you just want to stay there, right?
No, I'm definitely barrel rolling, but I gotta work out where I'm barrel rolling.
So we'll be back in a minute when we figure this out.
So I can't get out of luck with my barrel rolls, I'm pretty sure, so I'm just gonna evade and focus, because it's gonna be 4 dice either way if I'm gonna get shot at, so I might as well have my highest defense chance.
B-Wing's gonna put 4 shots into you. See if I can't get you. So there's 1 hit. I wish I had a focus.
I'll just use my evade token, so.
I do get to acquire a target lock on you now, though.
You do.
Dials are down. I gotta move first. Flipping over. Hey, look, a K-turn.
That's one of the...
Fitting like a glove. And he is stressed. No action.
And I'm also doing it, but I don't get stressed when I do these things.
Oh, it's true. Do you know who's really good at doing this, actually?
Yeah, I can think of somebody. Doesn't she fly a red one of these?
She does. You should have brought her. Remaining on the board by the tiniest of margins.
I'm gonna evade and focus.
But you're stressed, at least.
Yeah, I am stressed now.
I think we missed it, because you would have been stressed.
Yeah, so I'm still stressed, so nothing on my part.
Okay.
But that's
so
okay.
correct. I
It's
guarantee.
because I was thinking Countess Ride, because she just does all maneuvers that are green.
I guarantee there's comments already up on it, but look, we caught it.
She's not Countess Ride. So the B-Wing is out of arc, but it doesn't matter anyway, because I go first. And I'm going to eye on you, and you're stressed, which means you're not going to get rid of that stress.
This is the most excited I've ever seen you.
Don't roll back.
He's been kind of dancing back and forth for the past few minutes.
Yeah, do my Johnny Bravo.
How many people are going to get the Johnny Bravo reference?
Anyone who watched Cartoon Network when they were my age, when Cartoon Network had Johnny Bravo on. That's who. Come on. Okay. This is tense.
Get my 1 dice to try to evade that ion cannon. Ah! Hey, look, I evaded it.
3 hits with my primary weapon.
Ugh. 1 dice to try to evade here. And I do, so taking 2 shield damage. This is quite tense now, isn't it?
It's a little bit tense because I didn't ion cannon you. It'd be really funny if I had.
You got a lot of firepower. Okay, B-Wing. Gonna move first, flipping over a 1 bank.
And clearing that Stressorino.
Yes, sir.
You want to do a thing now?
I'm gonna do a barrel roll. Ending up right here after my barrel roll. Now for the all-important, where is the defender going?
2 forward.
Ugh.
And I am going to barrel roll. So we're both out of arc now. Mission accomplished.
I don't know why I find this so incredibly funny, but I do. Okay,
Dials are down.
Well, back to dials.
Oh.
So my one bank.
Now where do you want to go?
How do you know I want to go anywhere? Maybe he's gonna stay right there.
Maybe. What's he gonna do then?
I don't know. Action will be a focus.
And I'm doing a flip.
Who saw that one coming?
And I'm going to focus and target lock.
Probably could not have asked for better positioning for that TIE defender. So ion cannon?
Ion cannon first. I will focus just so you get your ion cannon.
Yeah, that's the right choice to make.
And now for shooting, I will use my target lock. 3 hits.
Good. 1 dice to try to evade. Oh, and I do. So I'm going to take my remaining 2 shield, leaving me with no shield left. Dial is down. My poor little B-Wing's going to go 1 forward straight ahead and get rid of that ion token.
Where are you going?
Huzzah! He's going to focus, because I really need you to miss with that ion cannon.
I'm going forward 2, clearing my stress. Oops. Please don't yell at me.
You cheater.
I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. Oh, go in. There.
I think it's going to make a difference. No, I don't.
Right.
And then your actions?
I'm going to focus and target lock.
Okay.
It's ion cannon time. Your favorite time of the year. Okay, I don't need to do anything about that.
Yep. So I take the 1 damage, and yeah, I get ioned again.
And primary weapon, I will use my target lock, and I will not do anything else after that because I don't have anything else to do.
See if I can avoid the damage. Ooh, and I do. So I take the other damage, and that puts me down to 1 hull remaining.
Where's your dial? Hey Josh, is this the one you wanted?
What if it was?
Slow and steady wins the race.
The space race.
Okay, and then that goes away. Do you want to do a thing? Focus? That's what you've been doing most of the time.
I'm gonna barrel roll.
Oh.
Barrel rolling to over here.
See if I...
Bump. Oh!
I changed it on you. I didn't actually know you were going to do that. I changed for other reasons. Oh boy.
Well, this is probably even worse.
Okay, I'm focusing and target locking as I've been doing most of this time.
Yeah.
If I hit with my ion cannon, you die because you take the 1 damage you have left. Bzzz. You ran out of oxygen.
Zap. That is a Imperial victory. Awkward left-handed handshake. Good game, sir.
That was very fun.
Let's do a quick little talk.
I love the new TIE Defender upgrades. This is like my new favorite thing.
Yeah. We both, ever since we started playing X-Wing against each other, I think we both discussed heavily that the Defender's probably my favorite TIE variant.
It's mine as well. It's my favorite to fly is the Phantom because it just is really wacky, but the Defender is the coolest.
Definitely, yeah. I just don't like the Phantom. I think it's because if you've been watching MiniWarGaming for a long time, I used it once, like in my first Batrep I ever did with Steve. We played a kind of friendly game and brought a good list, and yeah.
It's not easy to fly.
No, that was back when you did the decloak when you went to go do your maneuver. So it was a mean ship. And yeah, definitely the new TIE Defender, the new paint scheme, is super duper cool. There's just something about that ship. But let's go ahead. We are going to jump in the vault, do another Batrep. This time I know I'm going to be taking at least 1 TIE Defender because I want to give it a try. So Vault members, click on the link below. If you are not a Vault member, go ahead and click on the link anyways. It'll take you to a page that will set you up on a 7-day free trial. You You can check out this game as well as every other game we have in the vault. Everything we do in pairs, so that gives you twice as many bat reps, as well as Chris and Janine's painting tips and tricks, some fun behind the scenes stuff, and a whole lot more. Alright guys, check it out, and as always, happy wargaming.